Hi guys, this is the second video we are making for light. This is part 2. So in this video we will talk about refraction of light. In the previous video you can see in the link we talked about reflection of light. So let's get started. So you should know when light undergo refraction, then light always travel from one medium to another medium. Now these two medium from where to where light is traveling may have higher optical density or lower optical density with respect to each other. Okay, let us see how light behave when the light travels from a optically rarer medium to optically denser medium. Okay, so let's say this is my incident radiation. Okay, technically incident radiation should go straight, correct? But now because of the difference in optical density of the medium, what will happen? Instead of the ray going straight, the ray will bend towards the normal. Okay, now let us see the second case when the ray is going from denser to rarer medium. Again we will anticipate that maybe the ray will go straight, but actually what will happen? Let's see. Actually in this case the ray will bend away from the normal. Okay, I remember this rule as denser to rarer, away from the normal. Denser to rarer, shortcut is doctor, dr, doctor. We all want to be away from the doctor. So the light ray, when it goes from denser medium to rarer medium, it bends away from the normal, and if it goes from rarer to denser medium, then it bends towards the normal. Now we have laws of refraction, same way as we have laws of reflection. So this is called Snell's law. Snell's law says that sine of I divided by sine of R. I is the angle of incidence, R is the angle of refraction. Okay, is equal to N2 divided by N1. Now what is this N2 and N1? N is the measure of optical density of the medium. More is the value of N, denser is the medium. Okay, it is also called, N is also called refractive index of the medium. Okay, in many books you will see this relation as sine of I divided by sine of R is equal to N. Okay, why they take it straight away as N? Because they assume that ray is going from air to some another medium. But you should always try to remember Snell's law like this. Okay, now let's say second part of Snell's law, which is N2 by N1 is equal to V1 by V2, where V is the velocity of the light. We can say optical density is inversely proportional to velocity. Means if you are going on a traffic road, okay, traffic roads means dense road, you will go slowly. That means if you have higher value of refractive index, you will go slow. Your velocity is inversely proportional to your refractive index. This is a table showing the refractive index of some common materials. Okay, for vacuum the value is 1, for air the value is 1.0003, but usually for solving numerical purposes we take n value, for air also 1. Okay, just keep in mind this table, 99% time they give you the value. Only for vacuum and air you take it like 1. Now let's see day-to-day life example of bending of light. You can see I have put this paintbrush in one glass full of water. Now the light is going from rarer medium to denser medium because optical density of water is more than the optical density of air. So instead of the ray going straight, like instead of the brush looking straight to me, the brush is looking like moved. Why? Because the ray has bent towards the normal. Remember, rarer to denser towards the normal, denser to rarer away from the normal. Let us see how can we draw ray diagram in case of lenses. Lenses are those things through which refraction phenomena occur, and reflection of light occurs through mirrors. Okay, let's see how the lenses work. So this I am taking the example of a convex lens, okay, not a concave lens, because it is easy to make ray diagram for a convex lens. This is a convex lens. In the lens, in the middle, you just draw a very faint line always. This will help you in drawing the ray diagram easily. Okay, so this is my object. Okay, in case of lenses, I will have two focus. One is on this side of the lens and another is on this side of the lens. So I have labeled them f1 and f2. Double distance and focal length, I will say 2f1. Similarly, here I have 2f2. Okay, so you have kept this object away from 2f. One ray you draw going parallel to the principal axis, and then this ray passes through another side focus, as you can see. Okay, now second ray you draw from the head of the object, then passing through center of curvature of the lens, which is at this point. While drawing the first ray, please be cautious. You have to bring it up to this faint line which you have drawn in the middle of the lens. If you draw it only up to this corner, your answer will not come correct. Your ray diagram will not be correct. Okay. And now one point you have chosen exactly in the middle. So one ray from the head will go through this and meet this ray. Okay, where these two will meet, that will be my location of the image. In this case, the image is real because it is inverted, and the formation of image, the position of the image is in between focal length and 2f. Okay, the position of object and position of image remains same whether you are having lens or you are having mirror. Okay, and irrespective of whether you have concave mirror or convex mirror, or you have convex lens or concave lens. One more example I'll show you. This you can try making, you can keep on changing the position of the object. In this case I kept object at 2f, image is also formed at 2f. If I keep the object between f and 2f, the image is formed beyond 2f. If I keep the object at focus, the image will be formed at infinity. If I keep the object at infinity, then the image will be formed at focus. Okay, these ray diagrams you have to keep on practicing by yourself. Now going back to Snell's law, let's see how do we deal with the numerical problems of Snell's law. Okay, this numerical I have again taken from previous year NCERT exam paper, that is light enters from air to glass. Okay, so air is a rarer medium and glass is a denser medium. Anyway, we don't require that information. So which has a refractive index of 1.5. In this case, refractive index of glass is given 1.5. You have to calculate speed of light in glass. We'll first write given data neatly. Okay, as I told, N is what? Which gives the value of refractive index. NA means I am writing refractive index of air. The table we have already seen, it will be taken as 1. Refractive index of glass is 1.5. Velocity of light in air. Now this one you should always remember. Okay, you need not to be given this information. It's always speed of light, that is 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. And velocity of light in glass is what you have to calculate. Now remember, you are on a traffic road, your velocity will be less. So N is inversely proportional to velocity. If you are writing NA here, VA will be in denominator. Okay, you write this and you cross multiply, solve it. You will get the answer as 2 into 10 raised to the power 7. Sorry, it will be 10 raised to the power 7 meter per second. Okay, and one more thing, your answer will always come less than the velocity of light. If ever you will come across a question where your answer is coming more than velocity of light, that means you are doing it wrong. Okay, you can revise that thing. Now let's see one more numerical. This is based upon lens formula. Okay, in case of mirror, our formula was 1 by f equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v. In case of lenses, our formula is 1 by f equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Okay, so first write given data from this numerical. Okay, the numerical is you have to calculate where the image is formed, means v we have to calculate. U is given 25 centimeter. Now I will take that u as minus 25. Okay, because we always keep the object in front of lens or mirror, not behind it. Okay, and since this is convex, focal length will be positive. Okay, now fill the value in the formula. As in the previous video also I told you, let 1 by b be happy on this side. You take 1 by 25 on this side. Okay, and do not take LCM in these type of questions. You will reach up to here, then you will calculate the value of V. Okay, value of V will come minus 37.5. That means that your image is real because you are getting answer in negative V. Next part of the question is they are asking you what is the height of image. So for that formula is magnification is equal to h prime by h, and that in turn is equal to minus V by U. Okay, you fill the values in the formula and you will get the answer. So I hope you can now solve all the numericals and you can draw the ray diagrams. Thank you very much. Please share, like and subscribe our channel.